Bitcoin currently at 48,075. Guys, we are holding this line of resistance. I want to talk about pricing targets. Guys, we can talk about how to get them, but please screenshot this. Bam. These are some Fibonacci's that you can use in your trading. I look forward to hearing how those go. Guys, they're very accurate. Let's go ahead and talk about holding this line of resistance along the top. I'll discuss how we got the pricing targets, etc. But guys, in terms of this symmetrical triangle, we have a frustrating event towards the top. We need to discuss this line of resistance and the ultimate target, the proper area, guys, on a symmetrical triangle to measure from. In terms of the amplitude, we see this line of resistance constricting equally, guys, with the line of support, right? That's going to give us this amplitude. We're going to measure it from, guys, the key area to measure from is the area of impact along the line of resistance. Bam. As that curls in right here, bam, that is going to be the amplitude, okay? In terms of the classical technical approach, that's going to be the amplitude we're going to want to achieve to the upside if we can get through and change this previous level of resistance into support, which it looks like we're trying. I'm going to dig into the lower time frames and show that 1 second. Guys, we have an interim level of resistance that is identified by this green line with some variability. Guys, I'm going to talk about how to eliminate that variability. Let's go to the candle wicks and let's talk about the level of specificity that I'd like to see in your trading. I can tell who's trading and who's not because they don't care. People who don't trade much, guys, or they're not really trading, they're not worried about this level of specificity. If you guys will look at this hit, guys, this is exactly on this line of resistance. Bam. You can't get any more specific than that, guys. You just can't. So in terms of profits, when you're trying to maximize your profits, that's what it takes. When we dig on through this, guys, if you look onto this, bam, do you see that? Bam, exactly on there, guys, with a razor's edge. That's exactly what we want because we know then on any lower time frame, that's essentially going to be expressed as our line of resistance, which is going to operate as what? Well, in terms of this, essentially, the amplitude of this symmetrical triangle, it's going to serve as a frustrating event. It's going to provide an opportunity, if and when we can, guys, if and when we can, and I'm going to show you where we're at on that, if and when we can demonstrate this as a line of support, guys, previous resistance to support, guys, this is going to act as an intermediary frustrating event. So I want you to be prepared for this specific line and for you to exactly be able to target that, guys. So we'll look at that in 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and dig in right now. Let's go ahead to the 1 hourly and take a look at exactly what's going on with the price line I'd say in and around that area. As you can see, guys, we did frustrate, and you can see that line is just clearly, guys, clearly demonstrated. Look at the roll around this line. You can see, just look at this, guys. That's an intermediary trend line. Look at this fold around the corner here. Look at the bend. Look at the attempt to give it up over. You can just tell that it's exactly being recognized because look at the little hitch right around here. Look at the little dig underneath. Look at the little curl underneath, and look at this. You see the price line just bending and moving around that line. If you really understand the price line, it's just literally trajecting all the way around this, guys, and scooping up to the upside. So we're going to be looking for that positive expression, the confirmation of the previous line of resistance. You can just see it perfectly in play, can't you? Just kind of I'd say a little bit of a messy confirmation. We would have preferred it to hit solidly instead of just bending and twisting around this line, guys. But as we look at it, let's continue to focus. I want to discuss one more thing, guys. One more thing that I want to discuss. Then I'll give you a little hint on maybe where I think it's going. Let's go back to the daily in terms of this falling wedge that I have denoted. Okay, in terms of the pricing targets, I said I was going to help you guys, and not help you guys, but I was going to demonstrate. You guys already know, but in terms of the pricing targets, you guys know we do draw those from the point of breakout of the previous zone. That is our ground zero, guys, the intermediary ground zero. That's the start of the Fibonacci's. We draw up to the candle wicks. Let me go ahead and remove this just to kind of let you guys know what we do in terms of the pricing targets. It's very functional, guys, very functional. The 86, that is another level that we include in addition to the golden pocket, the 61.8 to the 65th. Guys, that 86 is a key one that we like to always include. Not that we're going there, but just to have those targets, just to be prepared with heavy backup cash. Now, in terms of this falling wedge, I want to talk about this. Why have I denoted a falling wedge, guys, that's within the overall descending triangle? You guys know this descending triangle is it's a big boy, right? Descending line of resistance, a flat line of support multiple times along this, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, multiple hits, maybe five, guys. You're looking at some quasi hits in here, but 5 lines along the 30,000. I have 5x right here for heavy cash, okay, entry, heavy cash entry along the top, along the breakout of this. You can say this descending triangle. In terms of this descending, let me go ahead and get these pricing targets off of here so you can see a little bit more clearly what we're looking at. But in terms of this descending triangle, guys, we have within there a variable zone. I'd just say what would you say, guys? It's a zone of maximize, I'd say, price action. The price action within the two tops right now, we have kind of a microcosm of a macrocosm, right? We have kind of a repeat function. If you want to call it a fractal, you can. Guys, I would just call it a kind of a micro pricing event here in line with the overall macro, right? It's just reflective of the overall macro event we just went through. It's a micro event, okay? A micro expression of the previous macro. That's what I would say. But within that, we have kind of a concentration of the price action in this zone, okay? You see a heavier concentration within the purple zone. Copy that. You see that, okay? There's a heavier, more heavily concentrated degree of price action in this zone. As we go to this secondary, kind of a micro pricing event, guys, the same similar Elliott wave function, etc. Same similar Elliott wave function in here, etc. We see more price action in this purple zone, okay? So that is going to provide us with, because this is a micro compared to the macro, guys, it is definitely, as a matter of fact, providing us this constriction here. And I've defined that, guys, and I like one fact here. As we look into, and guys, it is the same as we focus on this intermediary, line of resistance on this level, okay? When you see this intermediary line of resistance on this level, okay, you see that, and that has played the last day, correct? Yes. I want you to be comfortable with this falling wedge within the overall, okay, within this overall descending triangle. It's kind of an advanced technique, but I want you guys to learn it. Okay, now how did I know? Not only do we have a line of resistance, let's go to this, let's go to the candle wicks here, guys. Not only do we have this descending line of resistance, okay, we have this, of course, a descending line of resistance here in the descending wedge, but we also have, and just to plug in and focus, guys, trying to get this out to you as quickly as I can, we also have clean hits here, bam. You see that? A clean hit here along a line of interim support, bam. Okay, that's going to be respected, guys. Okay, in line with this one, bam. Okay, so those are two clean, clearly identified. Okay, that's going to be a line of interim support with the interim line of resistance right here, bam, bam. We have two hits, 1 and 2. We have two hits, 1 and 2, guys. That's going to provide you, whether or not you like it or not, whether or not you're into interim trend lines like the one we're on right now, the one I designated yesterday that we've been on for a good period of time. Guys, I want to let you know that interim line of support here that's visible on the candlesticks, guys, is going to, sorry about the battery, is going to, I'm going to say, give it a bullish expression. Okay, so that's the reason I've gone through it, because there is an interim wedge in here that is reflective of the majority of the price action within its, I'm going to say around its, if you want to get technical, guys, around, I'd say within a standard deviation. Normally we deal with regression curves, but guys, within a standard deviation from a center line, okay? If this is where your price action is occurring, the good news is it's constricting within this overall descending triangle, guys, which is in and of itself, listen, guys, that is a continuation pattern. And guys, the bullish, okay, that bullish, I'd say intermediary or intra wedge, I'd say, with these intra, I don't want to get too technical, guys, but it's just you have the support, you have the resistance. So we have kind of an intermediary falling wedge, which should give it, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say, should give it a more bullish expression. So that's the good news. That's why I've gone through this level of technical analysis. And guys, it's just as straightforward, guys, maybe not in a quick rush video, but let me just tell you, it's as straightforward as telling you guys that we have this intermediary right here. And I know you guys may need to review this, and you may need to talk to me. If you need to talk to me, hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk about it. But guys, this intermediary line of resistance here that's being copied off of right now, or being confirmed off of right here, yes, okay, that has played the last 24 hours. I'm telling you right now, guys, from a technical standpoint, whether or not you can visualize this or not in terms of the majority of the price action here, that yes, this specific line of support right here 1 and right here 2 is a real line to be respected, the same as this line of resistance, guys, this trend line of resistance. So I have the 5x here for heavy entry. I have the 5x down here along the 30 as well. If you guys are carrying a bracket, congratulations, you're in a bullish pattern. I'll just say that you're in a bullish pattern. I like this purple zone as well, because it gives us kind of a visualization in terms of whether or not Bitcoin would want to do a 1 and let's say a 2, if it wants to do a 3 or not, guys, or if it wants to get up and out on that 2. I told you I'd give you a little clue for anyone who has stayed around this long on the video. Well, I would like to say that this 5x would come into play right here. If it comes into play right here, I would change, guys, nothing about the fact that I would like to do this right there. How about that? Let's just do that right there. How about instead of the if and that and everything else, I would like to put about 10x, whatever is in here, right in here. So let's go for that. And let's forget about this in here. Let's forget about this in here. Let's get going and get up in here. Deal? Hope you guys stayed through this, if you paid attention to this in here, I'm looking forward to this in here, and I really think the technicals kind of express the fact that we're going to kind of get up in here. This is London with Crypto Kingdom. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.